Welcome, everyone. We are our first session of Tax Talks Live. I'm Kyla Aquino Irving at United Way, and I'm here with our free tax prep manager, Debi Linderholm, and Christina Chen from UC Davis. Welcome, guys.
Hello, glad to be here.
Hi,
Awesome.
thank you so much for putting this event together.
No problem. I'm so excited to chat about what the free tax program does for the community and how easy it is to participate as a volunteer. So, specifically we want to talk about what difference it makes for families. I know not everyone is really good at numbers and doing their taxes. I know I have always struggled, and thankfully I married someone who's good at doing it for me, but in reality, had this program been around when I was younger, I would have been all over it. So Debi, I want to talk to you first. Who is eligible to get their taxes done for free in this community?
That's probably the most common question we get. So to participate in the free tax prep program, we can help most individuals that make $65,000 or less. So different locations, different sites might have certain things that they focus on and what they do well and things that they don't do as well. But mostly it's if you make 65,000 or less, and that's whether you are married or single. That's kind of our cutoff, our threshold.
And is that like the household altogether?
Yes. So like if you're married, it's you and your spouse, 65,000 or less, or if it's just you on your own, it's yourself, 65,000 or less, just to make it very simple for us to remember one less thing.
Got it. So how do families get their tax prepared for free? So now if they are thinking to themselves, oh, I qualify, what would be their first step?
So there's actually 5 different ways that you can get your taxes prepared for free through our program. There is what we call the traditional in-person service, which right now with the pandemic, it's very limited, but it's still surviving. It's still available for those that need it. And that's where you schedule an appointment and you actually go to a location and you sit down with somebody and you sit with them through the whole process of them preparing your return. So you're right there with them the whole time. The second way to get your taxes done and becoming a little bit more common is what we call drop-off services. And that's where, again, you still schedule an appointment and you sit down with somebody who goes through and make sure that you have everything you need to get your taxes done. They go through your whole tax story, so to speak, and then they scan all the information in, securely upload it, and then within the next few days, a certified IRS trained volunteer will prepare the tax return and get back in contact with you as a client to follow up with getting you a copy of your tax return and making sure you're comfortable and understand it. The third option is to prepare it yourself. So you can go to myfreetaxes.com. And that offers free tax software. So again, if you qualify for the program and you want to do it yourself, you absolutely can. And that way you can do it at your own flexibility. If you want to do it 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, then you can get all your stuff together and do it at that point. And then the last way is that you can do it with tax help or tax workshop. That's the word I'm looking for. So we're offering now classes essentially where you can come in with all your tax information and we will walk you through how to prepare your own tax return. So you get to do it yourself, learn that it's not that complicated maybe to do your own tax return, but you get to have some assistance and some navigation help through that process as well. So if you just want to make sure, hey, did I do this right? Or you're not familiar with the software, or you just want to know, hey, what tax law do I care about as opposed to the whole tax return? That's what those workshops are for. And then the 5th and final way that we have is a completely virtual online option. So instead of making an appointment and coming to a site to bring your tax documents, you sit at home, you create your own account, and then you upload your own documents, either through a scanner or even taking pictures on your cell phone. The app actually works very well on a cell phone. So you can go to getyourrefund.org and upload that information. And then all that information gets routed to us again as the IRS trained certified volunteers to prepare the return for you.
Got it. All right. So if anyone's missed any of that, they can go to myfreetaxprep.org?
Your free tax prep.
Yourfreetaxprep.org in case you missed any of that. All right, so I want to shift gears and talk about the volunteering experience. Now, when you become a volunteer, you elect to be a volunteer, you don't need any prior experience. So even someone as clueless about taxes like me, with the help of someone like Debbie, can actually train you and get you started. So Debbie, what exactly goes into the volunteer training process?
So yeah, so again, anybody can join us to be a volunteer. It is a time commitment they're doing, but we want to make sure that they are comfortable and confident in the work that they are about to do. So we do offer training. This year, we're going to offer 6 weeks of training because, again, we want to establish that confidence and understanding of the tax law. And so we offer the training both in person and virtually. And then also we record the training. So if you want to catch up on something you missed or something you didn't quite understand, you can go back to it. We have a staff of trainers that have been with the program for, I think, 10 plus years, each of them. So they are very comfortable with it. They know the tax law. They know the program as well.
Mhm.
So they're also available then to ask questions. We offer practice labs, what we call practice labs, where we'll actually give you, hey, here are all the tax documents, prepare a tax return, but we walk you through it. We go through
Right.
the process with you. But so you will see examples of exactly what you're going to see when we get to January, February, and it's tax time to start working with clients.
Cool. So what exactly is the time commitment?
So the training, like I said, it's 6 weeks. It's about approximately 40 hours. So everyone who commits to the program has to pass a test that's put together by the IRS to prove that, yes, they have the tax knowledge to help their fellow community members with the program. And so we help with that. And it's about 40 hours of training before you sit down to do the test. Once you've completed the test, then we ask that on the other side of that maybe you commit to about 40 hours throughout tax season. Tax season is 10 weeks long. So you're thinking about 4 hours per week is what we hope. But we have some people that come in and they volunteer for one of our big super Saturday days for one day. And then we have other volunteers that are very committed and do 12 to 15 hours a week.
Wow.
So there's no finite, this is what you have to do, but
Right.
there's kind of a general.
But it sounds like it's very flexible and there's different options for everyone, which is great. Cool.
I was going to mention it's nice because we have both virtual options and in-person options. So from the volunteer point of view, if they're not comfortable yet being in person, they can still do virtual options. Or if they're ready and eager to get out there and start working with the community again, we have those options too.
That's wonderful. Debbie, I want to know if you have a favorite memory with a volunteer.
Ooh, I have to say my memory with a volunteer actually happens every year, and it's a different volunteer every year, but it's that same memory of working with somebody who is a little hesitant, a little shaky, a little nervous about it. And at some point during the training, and sometimes it's not even until tax season, you see that light bulb click and they get addicted to the program. I was just talking to some friends and stuff about the program, and they're like, VITA is a strange addiction. Free tax preparation volunteering, it gets under you. And when you see that passion light up in somebody, it's what keeps me coming back.
That's awesome. Well, I know you're super passionate about this, and it's very clear when I talk to you. It's just so funny because people don't want to talk about death or taxes or religion, and you've picked one of the hardest topics to get people to talk about, and you have such a passion for it. So I'm so glad you're part of our team. Awesome. So I want to switch gears and talk to one of our volunteers so we can show you what a real person is like who does this work out of the goodness of their hearts. So we have Christina Chen. Hi, Christina. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself. We'd love to get to know you a little more.
Yeah, hello. So my name is Christina, and I'm currently a fourth-year managerial economics major at UC Davis. And on campus, I'm part of Students in VITA, which is essentially our on-campus organization where our IRS certified volunteers help prepare tax returns for low-income families and individuals. And this is currently my third year being with Students in VITA, and I'm currently one of the co-site coordinators.
Wow. What made you want to participate in the VITA or free tax prep program?
Yeah, so I want to share why being a free tax prep volunteer has been an impactful experience for me throughout my college years. And essentially, I wanted to do more community service in college and help those who needed assistance. So I came and found out more about this organization. And essentially, I wanted to also gain experience that would broaden my knowledge in professional development and also help me develop client-facing skills.
So what is your favorite part about being a volunteer?
Yeah, so my favorite part of being a volunteer is meeting all kinds of people and seeing how thankful they are after filing tax returns. And especially as someone who doesn't come from a lot of money, like I really always want to help others who also are in the same position. And it's really nice to see that I can make an impact on people in my local community and also be able to meet them and everything like that. And aside from this, the clients are always really friendly and I enjoy speaking to them, whether it's virtual or in person.
Nice. Yeah, I know you had a lot of experience with the virtual this past year. So I appreciate you coming on board and taking that on. It was very, very different world for us to be in. But I like that we still had that connection with the people we were helping through phone calls to make sure that we were getting what we needed and they were getting what they needed. Do you have any memorable encounters with the people you prepared either last year or other years?
Yeah, so I'll share one that I had in person, and one of my most memorable ones was helping a student who at first was upset with the amount of tax refund they were receiving because they were hoping to get more. And I was able to learn more about the how to get like the education credits while also preparing for her return. And basically, the education tax credits allow students to claim up to $2,000 on supplies such as laptops and textbooks. And that's something that I learned while preparing her tax return. And so, because she had bought a laptop in the past year and also saved receipts of her textbooks, we were able to help her receive more than she was expecting at first. And so, by applying the knowledge that I learned, I was able to better support someone who is just like me, a student.
Very cool. And I love that with our program too, is that you're not expected to know everything by the time you take the test, by the time you finish training, that you're constantly learning through this. And I think that that's so fun and something I personally enjoy as well. So I'm glad that you have that shared experience. What advice would you give someone who is interested in volunteering?
Yeah, so to anyone who is interested in volunteering, I would definitely say to give it a try. It's a really great experience because not only do you make an impact on your community, but you also develop a lot of knowledge that you wouldn't have gained elsewhere, or perhaps like certainly like specialized in tax. And it's also really fulfilling to help low-income individuals and families save as much money as possible when helping them.
So Debbie, is there anything else you want to share about volunteers? I know that not all of our volunteers are bright young college students like Christina. I mean, you don't have to be someone that's in the college process, right? It's just all it takes is a desire and passion to be a volunteer.
Absolutely. And that's something that I take kind of a pride in with our program, in that locally we have everything from high school students, college students, business professionals, retired persons. And we kind of, the whole range of people is who end up being volunteers for us. And so each of them have a unique story to contribute and a unique passion that drives them for why they do what they do. Which I think is amazing and wonderful to be able to work with this very variety group of people that all share one common passion for helping their community in the tax world.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that high school students were eligible. I'm sure as long as they're mature enough and they go through a vetting process just like anyone else, right?
Well, there are actually classes. So Grant Union High School and Hiram Johnson High School, both local high schools, have classes that they have teachers on staff that teach them the program and get them certified. And then they help us out with doing a couple of tax returns by the end of their semester. And there's even some that get general education credit for taking the classes.
Wow, that's great. So I just want to make sure I've got the website ready so that we can share this when people watch this and get excited about becoming a volunteer. So I'm sharing our screen and it's got our website. So to learn more, you'll go to yourlocalunitedway.org/free tax prep volunteer. Sorry about that. So it's yourlocalunitedway.org/free tax prep volunteer. Thank you so much for joining us, Christina and Debbie. If anyone wants to learn more or has questions, you can start here and definitely find the contact button to get a hold of Debbie or anyone from her team, and they'll be happy to answer your questions. All
I
right.
also want to make a last note that our training registration actually will open on Wednesday. So
Wonderful.
please definitely, and that's the website that you will go to get access to registering for training.
Okay, so before next Wednesday, I challenge you all to share this video with someone who you think would be a great tax tip volunteer or a tax prep volunteer. Okay, thank you, everyone.